Welcome to the Mortal Angel Podcast, Episode 7. I'm Angel, and I'm coming to you from Spokane, Washington. There's a growing trend, and that trend is people choosing to remain childless. On this episode, I will be talking with two of my friends about our choice to remain childless and some of the things that we encounter when having conversations with others about our choice. I hope you enjoy. And where you're from.
I'm Maggie, and I am 36, and I grew up in Virginia.
I'm Jane, and I'm 32, and I grew up in Michigan.
Oh, great. Everybody knows me. I'm Angel. I'm ageless. I'm from California. So, I remember from the age of 12 knowing I did not want to have children. How old were you when you realized you were all right with not having kids? Jane?
Well, I was actually just talking to my mom about this, and she was always fine with me not having kids. But she was telling me on the phone the other day, I came out not wanting kids. Like at 4, I said, I don't want kids.
Wow.
Like I just knew I didn't want kids.
And I think I've always been ambivalent about having children. If it happened, then I figured I would adapt to it. But it was probably just a few months after I got married that I decided I didn't really want children, just because I saw what a handful they could be to other parents. And I just realized that I didn't want that in my life.
So my best friend has always wanted children, and people constantly told me, oh, you're so young, you'll change your mind. I always thought my moment of truth would be when Maria started having her children. Did you ever think that there would be a moment of truth when you would think, oh, maybe I should just go ahead and have kids?
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
No.
And there are constant moments of affirmation that I've made the right decision. Like if I'm in the grocery store or out somewhere and I see a child throwing a tantrum and the mom is ignoring it or not handling it, I just thank God that I don't have kids.
One thing that did kind of hurt my feelings is my sister kept telling me, well, when you marry the right person, you'll want to have kids with them. You'll love them so much, you'll want to have their kid. So I was like, at the time she says it, whatever. Okay, but then I married my husband, I still don't want kids. Does that mean I don't love my husband? Mm-hmm. And she just said that to me the other day again, kind of pissed me off a little bit, because are you implying that I don't love my husband because I don't want kids? It's like trying to bully you into it by saying, if you don't want kids, then you don't love your husband, so you should.
Does she have kids?
Yeah. And she always wanted kids. So then when she married her husband, they wanted kids right away. So that must be what it is for everybody then. And that, I guess, frustrates me. Like, just because that's how it happened for one person doesn't mean like I'm suddenly going to change my mind the second I get married to somebody.
Right. Sometimes I think people are in sort of this buyer's remorse mode. Like, I got a Ford and I can't afford it, and now I think everybody should have a Ford too.
Exactly.
But it's with kids. It's like, yeah, I made a mistake, but everybody's doing it, so everybody should do it, and that's going to be my mantra.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that. I mean, I have a friend who was like that. She didn't want children, but when her and her husband got married, they made an agreement that 5 years, they would have 5 years of being newlyweds, and then they would start having kids. And she did not want to start having kids. She was petrified of children, but she felt like she committed to it, so she had to do it. And then, honestly, I don't know if she had postpartum or what, but she had 3 kids and was, it was like a train wreck of miserable housewife, drudgery of having children, and then the question starts coming up, well, when are you having kids? When are you going to do it? When are you going to join me so our kids can play together so it won't be so hard? And I almost wonder if that's part of it too, because when you have children and somebody else doesn't have children, you can't do play dates, you can't hang out as much, you just can't relate to each other as well. And she did get over it. She seems happy now, but those first 5 years of being a parent were really obviously hard. It is not for everybody.
Why is it just with kids? Why aren't people like that with dogs? I have a dog. Everybody should have a dog. And people are like, oh, I don't like dogs. And nobody says, but you still want one. You should still get one.
It's supposed to be a natural biological urge to reproduce, especially if you're a woman. For some reason, it's like you have a uterus. Why don't you put something in it and grow something there? And if you don't have that desire, then there's something wrong with you. My sister said to me on the way over here, trying to bully people into having children and using the argument of, well, I have kids, they're great, you should have one too. It is just like saying, well, I have a horse, it's a lot of fun, you should get one too. Sure, it's expensive and it's time consuming and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of responsibility, but you'll like it too. Just try it, you'll adapt to it. It's natural. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense for some people. Some people are kid people and some people just aren't. And trying to pressure everybody into becoming a kid person is just as ridiculous as trying to pressure everyone into becoming a dog person.
What are some of the reasons you give people for not wanting children, and what are their most annoying counter responses?
Well, I mean, I give a variety of reasons, but sometimes you just get sick of it, because I feel like I don't need a reason for not wanting kids. What's your reason for not wanting some chocolate cake right now? I mean, like, do you have a reason for not wanting something?
Eat it.
Yeah, why don't you want this chocolate cake? I love chocolate cake. You should love it too. Why don't you want it?
You know you want it.
Like,
you have a mouth. Put it in.
Yeah, you have a mouth. That's what it's for.
That's what it's for. Yes, that's what people have actually said.
Yeah.
You have a uterus. That's what you're designed to do. Have a child. And to me, it's so offensive. And what...
It is. Like, I don't need a reason of not wanting kids. I know I don't want one. I feel like I don't have to, like, fabricate some reason. So, I mean, I just give some reasons, but sometimes it's really horrible. Sometimes I allude to maybe we can't have kids, and then they never bring it up
feel
again.
Bad. Don't
they
feel
never
bad.
bring it up again.
We've done the exact same thing too. That's it. My husband's actually done that, and it shuts people up more so with
because
him
then you get pity
than with me.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really allude to the fact that we can't have kids, but if people bring it up to him, he kind of hints that, well, you know, we
just didn't work out.
It just didn't work out. And then it immediately shuts people up and then they never ask again.
Which is just easier sometimes.
Yes.
I don't want to insult and make somebody else feel like I'm insulting the fact that they have kids. I don't care if you have kids or not. And, like, I'm happy for you if you really love having kids. Like, I am really happy for my sister that she loves being a mom. And I don't begrudge anybody that. If you want to be a mom... Like, I think it's totally awesome that you're a mom and you love your kids that much that you're not like, oh, I can't wait.
Why isn't it the norm to have to justify wanting this lifelong commitment?
Yeah, like, why do you want kids is the question.
Right.
Kids no longer serve the purpose that they once served. And I know that sounds like a terrible... Yes, and I know that sounds like a terrible thing to say, but they don't serve the purpose that they used to serve. Parents used to have them because they needed to.
They needed someone to take care of them.
They needed someone to take care of them or help out around the homestead. Or
there was no birth control.
There was no birth
so if
control.
You had sex, chances are you're going to have a kid.
Or they didn't understand natural birth control methods, and oops, now you had a kid. That was just how it was back then. But today you don't have to have children.
So choosing to remain childless is a growing trend for couples. Why do you think that is?
Maybe it's becoming on some level more socially acceptable.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with that.
I think being a mom is a calling because it requires such a commitment.
Anything else you want to add to this conversation?
I guess if you have a friend that doesn't want kids, it shouldn't offend you personally.
Maggie?
Just that in my case, and probably in the case of other people who don't have kids, just because you don't have children doesn't mean that you dislike children. It just means that it's not the right decision for you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that you're a kid hater.
No.
You can still enjoy being around some kids. You just have decided not to bring any kids into your life and into your home.
Is about a local charitable organization called Safety Net. Their slogan is "Foster care ends at 18, growing up doesn't." Their mission is to help people who have aged out of the foster care system. Everything they do is local. Their web address is safetynetspokane.org. On their website it says, most foster children leave adult care with a large plastic sack on their shoulder with all of their world possessions stuffed inside. And this is where Safety Net comes in. From a utility bill to a bus pass to get to school or work or food for their kitchen to basic things like a toilet scrubber, these kids need it all. They have never had their own bed. We get them one. They haven't taken driver's education classes due to the cost. We help them with the fee. They have nothing to sit on or eat on, so we have them shop the Safety Net store of gently used items. They truly need the community's assistance, and we are that local help. We are truly the safety net that keeps these kids from falling through the cracks. It's our purpose to let them know that they are not forgotten and that they are not invisible. With us, they understand we care and want nothing more than for them to succeed in life. This is an excellent program. As you know, I'm a member of Spokane Secular Society, and every year we choose a charitable organization that we are going to sponsor for the year. We are a small group. We do not have a lot of money, but we pass the can at every meeting, and at the end of the year, we managed to collect a couple $100 to give to a charity. And this year's charity is Safety Net. We also intend to have a drive. If you go to their website, you'll see they have a wish list under their Get Involved. And on the wish list, they have baskets for cleaning, baskets for basic kitchen pantry items, baskets of soap, which is dish soap, clothing soap, and bar soap. So we plan to have a soap basket drive this summer to help them out. So if you're new to or coming to the Spokane area and you're looking for an organization that is worth your time, please consider checking out Safety Net. That's it for this podcast. Until next time, let's behave humanely, humankind.